Hello and welcome to Sack to the Future Week 14. It's Vinny X Vincent versus Vinny X Vincent, as the Baltimore Colts take on the Buffalo Bills. Two teams fighting for playoffs. The Colts in the 5 seed right now, the wild cards, and the Bills currently heading into this week the AFL Eastern leading team. Since I control both games, if you haven't seen these before, this will be a simulation. Kind of like the alternate Super Bowls or the bonus game or Phantom Fighters Best Era. There's a look at the playoff hunt. The Colts would be at the Bills right now if the playoffs begin today. So, just like last season, they'd meet in December and then again in the playoffs if things hold form. Oh, it's like, you know what? I think that black mark is actually a shadow. Looking at it there. There's Unitas warming up with Muchler. I don't know, sometimes it just looks like a glaring problem. Okay, so speed, slow, jump forward to end of game. This is the second user versus user matchup of the year. A couple weeks ago, the John M versus John M game of the Oilers and Giants happened. Lenny Lyles comes out of the end zone, and he is going to be hit hard by number 59, Ralph Felton. Now, I don't have my rosters open. I am watching the Monday Night Football game. There's John Unitas. 66.6% complete. Oh, we got to change that. Can't have that. 27 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. Watching the Monday Night Football, and since my laptop likes to freeze when I'm doing multiple things, and both these teams are mine, we're just going to go with my memory. So if I get something wrong, my apologies. So on 1st and 10 from the 21, Unitas is under center. Fakes the handoff to Joe Perry. Throws it over the middle and it's caught to Muchler up to the 50-yard line in a gain of 29 yards. The big tight end on the reception. And a first down. Still left to occur in week 14 of Sack to the Future. The bonus game tomorrow night on this channel, the Boston Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings. On the Phantom Fighter channel, the Denver Broncos are in action. Forget against who. There's the give to Joe Perry. He picks up 5 yards. The NFL's all-time leading rusher at this point. And the John M channel, both. There's a look at the Colts offense line. Parker, Sandusky, Zemansky, Pyle, and Prius. Joe Perry, Lenny Lyles, the backs. Raymond Berry, Jim Muchler, and Lenny Moore, the receivers. Anyway, both the Giants versus the Eagles and the Oilers versus the semi-pro Houston Texans will be in action. Plus, we might have an announcement later. And Unitas completes the pass to number 82, Raymond Berry, for a 24-yard gain and a first down at the 21. Baltimore marching right down the field. The defending AFL champion Baltimore Colts, the runners-up in Super Bowl 1960, Sack to the Future Bowl 1960. Unitas under center. They give it to Joe Perry. He goes straight up the middle and picks up 4 yards. And let's take a look at the Bills starting D. Much maligned Buffalo Bills. Mac Yoho, Chuck McMurtry, Tom Day, and Laverne Torson. Your linemen, middle linebacker Archie Matzels, Ralph Felton, and Stu Barber, the other linebackers. Your safeties are Jim Wagstaff and Billy Atkins, Vern Valdez, and Jim Crody, the corners. 2nd down and 6. Unitas back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He throws it to Lenny Lyles. It's going to be a first down. To the 11. See who Denver's playing. I forgot. I want to say the Raiders. No. I think they're playing the Chiefs. They're the Texans. The Dallas Texans, that is. The opening drive for the Colts so far has gone 68 yards. Unitas gives to Lyles. Lyles runs straight up for 2 yards before falling down. Oh, Denver is playing the semi-pro Seattle Seahawks. That's right. Not sure when that game will be, but we look forward to it. Already for Week 14 action, the Dallas Cowboys versus semi-pro Atlanta Falcons, the Cleveland Browns against the San Diego Chargers, and the Chicago Bears versus the New York Titans. There's a pass to D. Mackey, and Mackey, not to be confused with future Hall of Famer John Mackey, who's not with the team yet. D. Mackey catches a touchdown pass. Unitas was a perfect 4 for 4 on the drive as the Colts go 79 yards to open the game and take the early lead on the Buffalo Bills. The Colts with a win would get to 10. They would be 10-3. They would drop the Bills to 7-6. The problem for the Bills here is that they're in a dogfight against the Boston Patriots, who, like I said, will be on this channel tomorrow night in the bonus game against the Minnesota Vikings. If Buffalo maintains the tie record, they currently hold the tiebreaker by virtue of their one-game win over them, and they play in Week 17. But over the next 24 hours, we'll see both the Bills and Patriots on right here on the VinnyXWolf channel. Saints still trailing the Panthers 7-6. Big defensive game. A lot more defense coming in the league ever since that Chiefs-Rams 54-51 game. And there's the kickoff by Myra. It's taken by DeBenion in the end zone. He's going to bring it out. He's at the 25, and he is going to be hit right there, the 26-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone, picked him up 1 yard. There's a look at Bills coach Buster Ramsey as Warren Rabb comes on the field. Warren Rabb has struggled. 53.3% completion, 5 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, as he took over starting for the other maligned quarterback, Johnny Green, in the Denver game. Rabb had a perfect day against Denver, and then has struggled ever since. Rabb hands off to Ray Carlton. Carlton up the middle. He's going to pick up 9 yards to the 35. He had 93 yards last week in the game against Green Bay, including a 69-yard scamper for the Bills' only touchdown. The Bills have lost 2 of the last 3. They were against the the NFL North Division, as they lost to the Lions, beat the Vikings, and lost to the Pack. They finished 2-2 against the NFL this year, beating the Bears early in the season. Carlton is hit hard by Gino Marchetti, and he is going to lose 3 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Marchetti, the 1960 Sack to the Future sack leader, got in there to make the big hit. He's picked up his game in the last few weeks. Basically unblocked. I mean, Donald Shelf was on him, but he really wasn't. 3rd down and 4. Look at the slot receiver, Don Chamberlain, as the Bills go 5 wide. Spread him out in 1961. Rabb back to pass. He throws. It's caught, but it's going to be out of bounds, and it'll be 4th down. So the Bills, what they couldn't have happen was come out and go 3 and out. Did just that. It looked like on 1st down, Ray Carlton with 9 yards. It looked like the Bills might have had something, but not to be. And Billy Atkins to punt. It is taken by Raymond Berry at the 16, or at the 14. He's going to get up to 24, 10 yards on the return for the king of the sideline catch. And Unitas comes back on the field after a successful first opening drive. It netted them 7 points. The Colts have a 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Unitas back to pass. Throws it over the middle. It is incomplete. The first incompletion of the day. Welcome, Mr. Phelps. Well, this game doesn't really affect you, although you could meet either one in the playoffs at some point, but you're far enough ahead of both of them that they shouldn't affect your playoff positioning. Second down and 10. Unitas back to pass. Throws it complete to Mutchler. He picks up 6, and it'll be 3rd and 4. I was saying earlier about what's still to come this week in Sack to the Future, and I don't know if anybody's seen the score go across the bottom of the screen. The 49ers and Lions game. I don't know if you wanted to make an announcement or anything, but if you do, be my guest. If not, we can wait to week 15. It's up to you. Third down and 4. Unitas back to pass. He's going to throw it deep. It is caught by Ken Gregory. They're going to say out of bounds. Ken Gregory, the rookie, could not get his feet down. And the Colts will have to punt. The Bills survive a potential disaster of going down 14-0 quick. As their defense. And the Bills' defense has struggled, especially against the pass. But against the run, they've been top-notch. And facing the all-time leading rusher today, they're in for a challenge. Fowler from the 15. He is going to get up to the 28. They're going to call it 12 yards on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Warren Rabb. Perfect. Now there's a look at the AFC playoff picture. Again, the Bills, currently the 4 seed, would host the Colts if the playoffs began today. However, a lot can change. There's no guarantee the Bills will make the playoffs if they fall behind Boston too far. Ray Carlton is met in the backfield and dropped for a 2-yard loss. Gino Marchetti is dominating the right side of the Bills line. Donald Shelf just cannot block him. Yeah, it'll be 2nd down and 12. Later on this week on the VinnyXWolf channel, tomorrow night, the bonus game for Sack to the Future, the Boston Patriots versus the Minnesota Vikings. Nothing coming Wednesday as I'm working a double. On Thursday night will be the next Gridiron History. We move into 1900 with the Racine Normals. No change in the roster. Look at the Bills' defense or offense. Donald Shelf, Billy Shaw, Albie Miller, Chuck Mellop, and I missed the other one. Ray Carlton, Wilmer Fowler are your running backs. DeBenion and Chamberlain receivers, and Reichlich the tight end. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Anyway, no changes in the Racine Normals roster, so we will play the week 3 game in 1900. And then Friday morning, it's Blast from the Past as the Rochester Jeffersons battle the Cleveland. Oh, touchdown Saints. Alvin Kamara just scored and put the Saints in front. And back to Blast from the Past, it's the Rochester Jeffersons and the Cleveland Tigers in the 1920 Blast from the Past playoffs. VinnyXWolf versus John M. Hackins gets the punt away. It's taken by Berry at the 15. Tries to make one man miss, but he's able to carry him for about 2 extra yards to the 24. Another 9-yard punt return. The Saints are going for 2. Breeze rolls out to the right. He throws. Intercepted by the Panthers. He's got number 26 got a chance to go, and he will go all the way for 2 points, and the Saints lead is now 12-9. Back to this game, 1st and 10 for Unitas. Unitas hands off to Joe Perry. Joe Perry spins for no reason whatsoever, and he picks up about 4. 2nd down and 5. Unitas on 2nd down. Changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He's going to hand off to Joe Perry. Perry is going to roll his way over Wagstaff for the 1st down. Nope, they're going to call him down. They must not have counted the roll over Wagstaff. 3rd and inches. Well, that orange line is not official, and by the looks of it, it's not even in a good spot. Perry's got the first down. And he's going to pick up 9 yards on the carry, and he's up to 28. His lead every week over Jim Brown and Billy Cannon is dwindling. But I'm going to try my best to keep it as long as I can. Lyles on the carry this time. He's going to pick up 2. Who do you want to win? Well, let's take a look at the wild card. If for some reason now, obviously with Brian beating the Chargers, the Broncos can move into first place due to their tiebreaker lead. But let's say the Broncos lose. Lyles with a nifty run. He's going to go 55 yards for the touchdown and a 13-0 lead. If the Broncos somehow, if you lose to the Chargers in Week 17, and then the Bills do not gain possession of the AFL East, Buffalo holds the tiebreaker over Denver. So you might want Baltimore. But then again, if you maintain your possession of the AFL Western Division, you could be playing either the Chargers or the Colts, or the Bills for that matter, in the playoffs. So you control your own destiny as far as that division goes, and the potential 3rd seed in the playoffs. Which, if the Chargers lose again, let's say the Bills come back and win this, they're 7-5. If the Chargers lose again, the Bills play the Chargers this year? No. So I don't know who would win that tiebreaker. Although 2 of my 5 losses are to the NFL. I don't know. It's all confusing. DeBenion on the return. With 10 seconds to go in the first, Buffalo needs to get something going offensively. That man right there needs to be a big part. Of the Bills' offense. They need to get the ball into DeBenion's hand. But Carlton's going to take the run, and he is going to have a first down and then some. 21 yards on the carry. He's tripped up and falls. And a first down. Now, I heard your statement about you needed to survive the game of Kamara. That couldn't be for the Fantasy Football League we're all in. Because Brian doesn't have Kamara. And you were up on him big enough that you should advance. While I'm thinking of it, let me look up. Oh, in your money league. Well, then, that's obviously more important than a friendly league amongst the Sack to the Future guys plus some friends. Rab, hand off to Carlton. No gain. Be 2nd down and 10. Sign in. I haven't really paid a lot of attention to our fantasy football league because I've been so bad. Let's check out how the Bullet Club is doing. Rab back to pass. He's going to throw to nobody in particular. 2 receivers in the same area. The Bullet Club is currently trailing the Electro team, my son's team, by 11 points. 12 points. 12 points. And the Bullet Club is done. And the Saints defense is my son's defense. So unless the Panthers start putting some heavy points on the board, I think I'm out of whatever I'm in. I'm in like a placement game. Like I'm 4-10, he's 4-10, so it doesn't really matter anyway. On 3rd and 10, Rab back to pass. Fowler catches the pass for a gain of 5. Alright, let's see. Mean Machine versus Phantoms. Phantoms is maintaining a 28-point lead. No. 38-point lead. So yeah, I think Phantoms will be advancing. Let me take a look at the playoff. Alright, let's see where we stand in the playoff brackets. Lady Ruger had a bye. Lady Rugger. Moist Towelettes versus Mascot Assassins. As Atkins gets the punt away. Quarterfinal, Mean Machine versus the Phantoms. Right to play the former two-time champion 93 Express. Definitely the favorites are the Express and Lady Rugger, as they've just dominated their way through the season. I am playing in the consolation bracket, which is always awesome, where John M has a bye. And it looks like my son will be playing John M next week in the consolation round. Unitas in the end zone. After the good punt by Atkins, throws it out to Moore for a catch, of 4-yard gain. My wife is losing by over 50 points in her matchup in the consolation bracket. Oh well. At least my son will go on in the consolation round. Well, good luck to Phantom in the next round. And if you get through that round, good luck in week 17. Hopefully you don't have too many guys that are being sat as we play a 17-week league. Anyway, back to this game. 2nd down and 7. Unitas runs into his fullback, gives the ball to Joe Perry, and he picks up 4. With the Saints leading by 3, 10:44 to go. That's a huge game in the NFL. In the NFC, the Saints looking to maintain or acquire a full game lead on the Rams. They have the tiebreaker on the Rams anyway. Perry gets his way through for the first down on a 3-yard pickup. But if they're able to win this game against the Saints, they maintain a full 1-game lead on the Rams for home field advantage. As far as the Panthers go at 6-7, a loss does not eliminate them, as right now the current 6 seed is 6-7-1. Or no, I'm sorry, 7-6-1. So the Panthers could still win 8 games, but they need a lot of help as it is. If they don't come back and win this game, they're going to need a miracle. Unitas on first down hands it off to Joe Perry. He is going to fight his way for 3 and pick up 38 yards. Every yard helps. Every little yard helps to push him a little bit, pick up a few more yards on Jim Brown. I don't know what Brown had this week. Well, I think I had less than a 2,000-yard lead, so I'm trying to maintain that lead through the end of my time with Perry, but I don't think I will. Although this is going to help. Perry, on the give, picks up 9 yards, and he's up to 47 for the day. Only 150. Only. Well, Joe's trying to do his best. I wish I had known about the rushing title earlier in the season. I would have played him more. Has Perry hit 10,000? I don't know. I don't think so, because I think I was under 9,000 when Phantom Fighter discovered the numbers. Pass is complete to Lenny Moore. Depending on where they're going to mark it, they're going to give him to the 33 and a 2nd down and 1. Joe Perry, American fullback. Born January 22nd, 1927. Passed away April 25th, 2011. Lyles on the give. He's going to get a yard and get the first down. Played from the 49ers in 48-60. Now that's a good question. I wonder if the 2 seasons in the double AFC, they're probably not counted because the NFL doesn't recognize those yards. And are you using the yards, his actual yards leading up to 1960, or the yards of the character he was created to replace? Unitas hands to Perry, and he picks up 6. Anyway, he played from the 49ers from 48-60, then joined the Colts in 61 and 62, and returned to the 49ers for his final year in 63. He's exceptionally fast, a trait uncommon for a fullback, and he was nicknamed the Jet. He was also the first African American to be named NFL's most valuable player. That's pretty cool. Perry on the give. He's going to burst his way for 9 yards as he is starting to take over this game, and Buffalo is in a heap of trouble. He also fought in World War II. He was a member of the United States Navy. Played at Compton Junior College before joining the Navy. And upon his exit, he was playing football in the military, where he was spotted by the 49ers, who signed him in '48. Perry on a huge run. He's going to pick up 8 yards on that one and another first down. He's now up to 72 yards for the day. The computer controls him better than I do. Part of the $1 million backfield with Y.A. Tittle, Hugh McElhenney, also not to be forgotten, Lenny Lyles and J.D. Smith were contributors to that, but not the main three, obviously. 3 straight Pro Bowl appearances with the 49ers, and the 1954 NFL MVP named by the UPI. At the time of his retirement in 1963, he was the league's all-time leader in rushing yards and was inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1969. The 49ers retired his number 34 in 1971. That's pretty cool. I mean, he played in 3 different decades, the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, so that's huge. He ultimately compiled 8,378 rushing yards in his NFL career, so they didn't count the 2 years in the AAFC. Unitas back to pass on first down, pass complete to Lyles. He's going to get up to the 18, 8-yard pickup. The record was broken by Jim Brown on October 20th, 1963, so Perry was still playing at the time, but he was whipped back with the 49ers and in the twilight. His 49er record stood for 60 years before Frank Gore broke it in 2011. Oddly enough, Frank Gore, too, would go from the 49ers to the Colts in his career. He was a first ballot Hall of Famer. Pass complete to Raymond Berry for the first down, first and goal at the 10. In addition to his football career, Perry also hosts a popular sports and music radio program, Both Sides of the Record, sponsored by Burgermeister Beer in the San Francisco area. And he competed on the Pro Bowlers Association Tour. Carried an average of over 200. I guess that's good. I'm not really a bowling guy, so. No, this is what really saddens me. He passed away, same thing that John Mackey had. Complications from dementia. Oh, that is a terrible. For those, pass complete to Berry for the touchdown. For those who don't know, man, that is one of the worst things to watch somebody go through. It's just. Oh, you know what? Here's one $1 million backfield member I forgot to talk about was John Henry Johnson, who also passed away in 2011 on June 3rd. They both had their brains examined by researchers at Boston University, and both were suffering from CTE. Surprise, surprise. Then the extra point's good, and the Colts have taken a 21-0 lead. Well, try to honor his legacy as best I can for the next let's see, 19 regular season and however many postseason games. Oh, Ray Carlton has 940 yards, could go over 1,000 if he can pick up 60 yards. Be a good season for him. Rab, here's the draw to Carlton. Carlton's going to get 2 yards on a carry, and it'll be second down and 8. Saints still leading 12-9. They have the ball. Colts showing blitz. Both safeties coming. Rab throws. Cannot take advantage of the blitz and misthrows his Misthrows his intended target. It's 3rd down and 8. Rab back to pass. He backpedals. He is going to be hit and dropped, and that is Art Donovan on the sack. And it'll bring up 4th down for the Colts, or the Bills. I love how the Saints are using their 3rd-string quarterback Taysom Hill as a receiver, but he just got a holding penalty. I wonder if Madden will let us do that next year. Atkins to punt. It's going to be over on the sideline, and the Colts will get it to 24. Already leading 21-0. Raymond Berry has 49 receptions on the season, 10 touchdowns. He, too, is close to 1,000 yards, 71 yards away. However, knowing the way that Unitas spreads the ball, I'd be surprised if he gets that today, but he should definitely get it for the year. Unitas gives to Joe Perry. He's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped for no gain. 72 yards on the day so far. And that, folks, is the end of the first half with the Baltimore Colts leading the Buffalo Bills 21-0. Colts will kick off to the Bills, start the second half. It is taken by DeBenion in the end zone. He's going to bring it out. He's up to the 20. He is hit and going to be dropped at the 24. Bringing it out of the end zone was a mistake. 24 yards on the return for Doobie, number 44. First down and 10 for Warren Rabb as he hands the ball off to Ray Carlton. Carlton breaks through. He's going to get the first down and a pickup of 12. Taking a look at Albert DeBenion, born February 16th, 1933 in Griffin, Georgia. He is played his entire NFL career with the Buffalo Bills, 1960 to 68. He is still alive. He was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in 59. At the age of 26, so he was older, but he did not make the Browns roster. Pass is complete for a first down. Some of the nicknames that DeBenion had in his career were Golden Wheels. During his rookie season in 1960, quarterback Johnny Green gave DeBenion a backhanded compliment regarding his speed and alleged inability to catch a football. Knowing that he had golden wheels, the nickname stuck for the remainder of his career. However, as far as going on to catch the ball, he would definitely overcome those problems, and Johnny Green would not last for the Bills past 61, so whatever, dude. He did score 7 touchdowns in 1962, so I don't know what Green's talking about. His best seasons would be in the championship years of 64, 65. Warren Rabb rolls out. On second down, he throws complete to DeBenion, and he is going to get the ball up to the 26 for a gain of 27 yards. Johnny Green, John Edward Green, born October 12, 1937, still alive. Played for the Buffalo Bills, the Toronto Argonauts in 1959, Buffalo Bills 60-61, and New York Titans 62 and 63. So he's still alive, so I won't say anything negative about him. I did my best with him. It was just time to move on. You know, it's funny, doing these leagues, you really get the sense when of something. Oh, complete to Glenn Bass, the rookie, for a touchdown. Warren Rabb to Glenn Bass. Phantom Fighters ratings are so dead on at times. You feel the same struggles that the team had back then. Offensive line isn't that good. The quarterback competition, between Rabb and Green isn't that good. The secondary struggles. They just don't have depth. But Glenn Bass catches that touchdown. And the extra point by Atkins is good, and it cuts the Colts lead to 21-7. Warren Rabb, born December 12th, 1937, still alive. Was a member of the Detroit Lions in 1960, the Buffalo Bills in 61-62, and the Montreal Alouettes in 1963. He's a LSU Tiger, but missed out on their... Oh no. No, he is national championship winning quarterback, Warren Rabb, 1959 LSU Tigers. Nice. Just didn't have the pro career that national championship winning quarterbacks are expected to have, and most don't. You know, it's so hard for a guy who wins the Heisman or wins the national championship to come out. I mean, you look at some of the struggles of guys like Gino Torretta and Tim Tebow. It is what it is. I mean, some guys do great at winning national title. Joe Perry, a huge run. He's going to pick up 16 yards on the carry. Got a couple. You look at the thing with the Heisman Trophy winners. I love the Heisman Trophy, what it symbolizes, but a lot of times I think it's a popularity contest. This year I think Tua Tagovailoa played himself out of it in the SEC Championship, and Kyler Murray played himself in with the Big 12 title. Not to say that Murray didn't deserve it, but Tua definitely had a great season too. This year I think it really went to the better man though, and I think hopefully the Heisman Trophy gets back to doing that, giving it to the person who earns it on the field, not whose school recruits or showcases them better, or ESPN showcases better. Second down and 2 for Unitas now. Bill's showing a blitz. Well, Joe Perry on the run. I don't blitz both my safeties, but both of the Colts and Bills have done it in today's game. I'm not exactly sure where that comes from, but I'm not one to usually do that. So that's not part of my game plan. Computer doing their own thing. Joe Perry picks up the first down. He goes over 90 yards for the day and over midfield. Before Archie Matsos just kind of gives him a little shoulder bump and takes him down. First down and 10 at the 47. Unitas gives to Lyles. And Laverne Torson and Chuck McMurtry make the tackle as he picks up 5. See down on the bottom of the screen, Baltimore and Jacksonville tied up 17 in battle semi-pros. Unitas gives to Lyles. You know, the good thing about the way our league is set up is you only have to do this once every 4 years unless both teams make the Super Bowl. The only reason it's happening so much for me is because I got an exemption when the league started because my second team, favorite team, isn't around, and I was allowed to use my favorite player, John Unitas, for the first 6 seasons. Pass complete to Mutchler. He is going to pick up the first down and gain to the 21, a gain of 39 yards. No, they're already over the 50, so gain of 29 yards. 19 yards, okay. My bad. Green Bay and Miami tied at 21. Holy cow. The dominating Packers in a dogfight against the Dolphins. Of course, if you've already watched any other Sack to the Future games from this week, you already know how those games went, but in case you haven't, I won't give it away. See, they marked him out on the 21. He clearly went over the... clearly went over the 20. Here's the give to Tom Matty, the rookie. And he's going to pick up 2. Nice to see the rookie get some carries. Calling now, Phantom Fighter, but I think Kamara's going to score again. Unitas throws to the end zone, complete to Ken Gregory, the rookie, for the touchdown. Unitas his 30th passing touchdown of this season. If it didn't have so many interceptions, he could still be in contention for a second straight league MVP. Maybe even more. I don't know who won the league MVP in '59. Let me take a minute and look that up. Or did Brown get the MVP in '60 for us? I know it was a close competition, but I don't remember. Jim Brown in '57, '58, Johnny Unitas in '59. So, depending on who got it for us in '60, Unitas either going for his third straight or second out of three. I don't think he's going to get it this year, though. It's definitely in Jim Brown's wheel well. DeBenion on the return. And he is going to be crushed down on the 29 after a return. 24. They're standing on him. Wilmer Fowler coming out on the field. He hasn't carried the ball yet today, but they're going to focus on him. Ray Carlton is also on the field. And for that matter, so is number 40. So there's 3 running backs coming out on the field, and yet only one is in the backfield. It looks like to be Carlton. Remember Madden 16? You had all kinds of weird things going on, those cut scenes where players are coming out. You'd have Jim Kelly walking out on defense. Jim Kelly. I say that because I'm using I Teach History's rosters for some of my simulation games. Had the quarterback walking out on defense. Or Carlton's going to pick up 3 more yards. Down the bottom of the screen, the Cowboys have tied up the Falcons. Still yet to come, the Eagles and Giants. The Bengals, wow, the Bengals are trying to get to 8-5. Semi-pro team, we've been saying they were the best. Well, shoot, you know what I just realized? They get to 8-5. I'm 7, and the Bills are 7-5. Huh. The Bills might not even make the playoffs to a semi-pro team. 2-minute warning. Saints still leading 12-9. They have the ball 1st and 10 on the 11. And to pick up 3 yards. So the Bills are going to have to punt once again on 4th down and 4, trailing the Colts 28-7. Punt is taken by Raymond Berry. Going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards on the return. And that's where the Colts will take over. Joe Perry, 92 yards on the day. Really about the only thing left for them to do is to get him over 100. And run up the clock. Unitas hands it off to Perry. Well, he's over 100 now. And then some. He's over the 50. He's over the 30. He's going to go 78 yards for a touchdown. And he's now at 170 yards on the day. And the Colts are blowing out the Bills now. The Bills are going to suffer yet another humiliating loss. Losses to the Houston Oilers, the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers, and now the Baltimore Colts. Just devastating. Buffalo definitely does not belong in the field as the sack of future teams. Lamar McCann with a hold, and Steve Meyer gets the extra point. It's 35-7. Yep, so Perry just put himself, if Brown had 150, Perry's at 170, so he's now in a position to gain yards on Brown in a rare situation. Saints have it 3rd and 4. There's the kickoff to Benyon on the 4. He's over the 20. He's not going to even get to the 25 though. Down to the 24 again. Oh. There's a flag down in the Saints-Panthers game. There's a fumble in the end zone. The Panthers want a touchback. Referees are discussing things. It'll be 1st and 10 for Buffalo at the 24. That was number 11 on that carry. Definitely a fumble. Now the question is, did it go out of bounds through the end zone? Hard to tell. What was the... They're calling a holding on the Saints. Going to decline it. And a touchback, which of course will have to be reviewed. To me, from that last camera angle right there, the ball definitely goes through the end zone, over the goal line. Fowler gets his carry. That's his first carry, and he's going to get nothing. Third down and 7 from the 28-yard line. Rab back to pass. Throws it complete to Chamberlain, and he's going to step out of bounds at the 47, a pickup of 23 yards. Rab is only 6 of 9. The Bills just haven't had the ball as much as the Colts have, and the Colts have used the running game to dominate, and dominate they have. Rab gives to Fowler. Fowler is going to be yanked and ripped down by Ordell Braze. And that will end the 3rd quarter with the Buffalo Bills leading wishful thinking. The Baltimore Colts leading the Buffalo Bills 35-7. Some smooth jazz to listen to as Joe Perry goes running into the end zone. Rab throws, it's incomplete. Just as the ball was getting to the intended receiver, the Colt come flying in, broken up the pass. Hi, hello, Stan. Welcome back. This is not much of a game you've joined in here for, as both my teams are playing each other, so by league rules we have to simulate it, and the Colts are destroying the Bills. Warren Rab back to pass. He is going to scramble to his right, and he is going to be hit and dropped for a loss by Gino Marchetti. Marchetti's first sack of the day. Not sure what he has on the season, though. Brings up a 4th and 16 for the Bills. Meanwhile, down on Monday Night Football, Cam Newton takes over the 20 with 1:44 to go. Atkins' punt will go out of bounds at the 9-yard line, and that's where the Colts will take over. So Joe Perry, who so far has 170 yards on the day, can he pick up some more? First down and 10. I would really doubt if Unitas throws the ball. There's a gift to Perry. He's going to be hit and dropped by Billy Atkins for a loss. Nope, no gain. 2nd and 10. The Bills have given up 412 yards today. And the Colts just need to sit and waste time. I would be wasting a lot more time than they are. They're back at the line of scrimmage before 20 seconds. There's a give to Perry, 2nd man through. And this time he's going to pick up a yard, and they're going to, injury timeout. Okay, well, that's not good. It definitely affects me somehow. 3rd down and 10. Unitas gives to Perry. Perry's going to pick up 2 yards. And it'll be 4th down and 7. They could have wasted more time than they did, though. See, the Packers have taken a lead on the Dolphins 28-21. Gilbert on the punt. No blocking downfield whatsoever as the Bills were trying to block it. Fowler only gets 2 on the return. And he's going to stand right on him. That's disgraceful. Again, going forward in the schedule sack to the future. Still to come this week, the Bears, or nope, they've already played, sorry, the Broncos and the semi-pro Seattle Seahawks on the Phantom Fighter channel. On the John M channels, you'll have the New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Y.A. Tittle versus Sonny Jurgensen. Pass complete to Glenn Bass, and he is going to pick up 6. Plus the Houston Oilers taking on the Houston Texans. And on this channel, the bonus game tomorrow night as the Boston Patriots take on the Minnesota Vikings. And now I really need the Vikings to win that game. Plus it appears we'll have a second bonus game for you as well. Wednesday night, the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions. With the St. Louis Cardinals winning, with the St. Louis Cardinals winning against the Rams, the 49ers need to win to maintain a 1-game lead over the Cardinals, but the Lions, and I hope that they might get to that secondary. The Lions going to see what they can do to try and stop John Brody, the second-year player. That'll be an interesting game. That'll be one. I work a double Wednesday, but I'll have to, when we get home, check it out. 1st and 10. Last win for the Saints, scoring 12 points or fewer, was October 25th, 1998, and they're going to beat the Carolina Panthers. Again, Carolina is not eliminated with this, but they need so much help now that I don't even think Jesus himself could come down and get them in the playoffs. It's going to be a struggle. They play the Saints one more time in the final 2 weeks. There's a pass complete to Glenn Bass. We're not guaranteeing that there will be 2 bonus games every week in Sack to the Future. Depends on if the human games are flying. They're the more important games. The bonus games are kind of cool to sit and watch. And having 2 is definitely a neat thing, especially as we get into this playoff chase and the playoff race and all that. So that'll be cool. And I can shut my laptop down. The Saints have beaten the Panthers 12-9. Wild game. No touchdowns by the Panthers. Carlton makes a reception and he picks up 8 yards. Only 1 touchdown scored in the game, and that was... Oh, no, the Panthers did have it. Yeah, because they had 7. They had a long touchdown pass from Christian McCaffrey. Well, congratulations. Christian McCaffrey to receiver. And then the Saints got 2 field goals of 7-6 in the 4th. Kamara then scores a touchdown. Put the Saints up 12-7. 2-point conversion fails. And the Panthers return it for 2, and it made it 12-9. But after that opening drive of the Panthers, they couldn't do anything. Warren Rabb back to pass on 1st and 10. It's thrown into tight coverage. Rabb is 10 of 15 for 126 yards and a touchdown. Bob Harrison, Colts secondary. Rabb back to pass. He is going to be hit and crushed by Gino Marchetti. It's like he didn't even see him. He was looking downfield, and Marchetti came right at him for the 2nd sack of the day. And it's 3rd and 19. Rabb, a taller man in 1960, but not strong enough to avoid the sack. Penalty flag. Buster Ramsey looking at his futuristic iPad. Also, Buster Ramsey, you know, slimmed down some. Put the hat on. Actually, I think he did wear a hat. He's not one that sticks out in my mind as memorable anyway, so I've seen the highlight films from 60 and 61 in which he was there. Grab gives to Fowler. Fowler going to pick up 3. Of course, Weeb Eubank is currently the coach of the Colts. Art Donovan in on the tackle. Anybody growing up in the era that we did here, Sack to the Future, knows Art Donovan was one of the funny men on NFL films. Always had some good stories to tell, especially if you ever hear see the footage on the 75th anniversary of the NFL. They do a story on the 52 Dallas Texans and their only win being against the Chicago Bears on Thanksgiving Day. And Donovan tells the story of what he had heard from other players on how the Bears didn't get to eat their Thanksgiving dinner on the plane ride back to Chicago after losing to Dallas. Now Dallas, the Dallas Texans didn't even, the 1952 Dallas Texans didn't even play the games in Dallas. The team was so broke, the NFL stationed them, and were sold back to the league at one point. The NFL stationed them in Toledo for most of their games. Yeah, I mean, Art Donovan was definitely one of the funny men in the late 90s. He appeared, for some reason, the WWF at the time was in Baltimore for a pay-per-view, and Donovan came out to do guest commentary on one of the matches. I can't remember the pay-per-view. I believe it's from the 1998 year, which was one of the years where Austin was running wild, and it wasn't a main event match or anything, but it was definitely funny and really kind of weird to see him sitting in a WWF announce table. One more time, go through the schedule for the VinnyXWolf channel for the rest of the week. Tomorrow night, the bonus game, the Vinny Vincent bonus game. VinnyXWolf bonus game, I should say. Joe Perry gets the ball. He's going to have another first down. He picks up 10 yards. Back to the bonus game. The VinnyXWolf bonus game is the Boston Patriots take on the Minnesota Vikings. Tomorrow, as former Baltimore Colt quarterback George Shaw and Buffalo Bill in the AAFC leads the Vikings up against the Boston Patriots and Babe Pirelli. I'll definitely be going over those quarterbacks, Shaw and Pirelli, as you know how I love quarterbacks. Then, Thursday night, the next Gridiron History, looking at the history of the Arizona Cardinals. It's 1900, and the Racine Normals still have only 2 players I know about that I can find in research. Chris O'Brien, Pat O'Brien. Excuse me. Friday morning, on both the VinnyXWolf and the John M channels, Blast from the Past continues as we get to the third wildcard playoff game, Rochester Jeffersons and the Cleveland Tigers. Joe Perry is hit and dropped, and that was 3rd and 8. Or no, it's now 3rd and 8. Stu Barber made the tackle. There's no reason for the Colts to run the play. And they won't. So thanks for joining us on the Sack to the Future game between both my teams as the Baltimore Colts destroy the Buffalo Bills 35-7. The big news, Joe Perry going over 170 yards to maintain a lead on Jim Brown, who put some yards on him. Warren Rabb didn't have a bad day. I don't believe he threw an interception. No, I don't think so. So no turnovers. I don't think there were turnovers on either side. And he did lead one touchdown drive to Glenn Bass. But Buffalo now falls to 7-6, and they are now behind the Boston Patriots, who are 7-5 going into the bonus game. So definitely going to be rooting for Minnesota tomorrow. And what was I going to say? Just thankfully I got some wins against human opponents. Even though if it was the Bears and Broncos, I got those 2 wins, and that keeps me in the playoff hunt. Otherwise, if I didn't get those, I'd be 5-8 right now and just muddling through the end of the season. But anyway, thanks for joining. Until next time, till tomorrow night, I'm Vinny Vincent, and you're not.